Hey guys, all bundled up tonight. I was just out doing some shoveling. It's pretty cold up here in Saskatchewan, but I thought I'd come in the workshop and warm up and of course check over the 92. And there's something I've been thinking about that might be interesting for you. Whenever a guy is looking to buy a Mustang or any car, and especially these older ones, I always tell my friends, get a Carfax report done on the car. That can tell you so much information about the car that you may not have known before. It may tell you some stuff that you don't want to hear, but it also can tell you some really interesting stuff, like where the car was registered in, what state or province. And let's face it, on a 1992 car, the history only goes back so far to when it started getting collected on a database, but it could be good. And one other thing I thought of, like on the 92, have you ever thought about doing a Marti report on your car? So those of you that don't know what a Marti report is, it's a report where a gentleman, I believe his name is Kevin Marti, he sort of bought the rights from Ford, all the information on all the cars, and it goes back to maybe like the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, I think even into the 2000s. I'd have to check exactly how far back the Marti reports go, but it tells, you know, maybe how many were produced with that paint and interior combination. It might say the originating dealer where it was ordered from. It might say the build date, the date it was sold. There might be a list of unique options to the car, and you might find some information out about your car that you didn't know. So I think we're going to do the Marti report on this 92 tomorrow. And what they want you to do, if you do a Marti report, they might want a picture of the VIN tag in the door. And of course that has to match the VIN number at the base of the windshield. So get that information from your car. You go to, I think it's martiautoworks.com, and tomorrow we're going to do a Marti report on the 92. Let's see. So here's what a Marti report looks like. Marti Auto Works is out of Arizona. There's their contact information. And they do, as we see at the bottom of the page here, Mustangs, Thunderbirds, Cougars, Falcons, Fairlanes, Lincolns, Torinos, and other Ford products. Oh, 1949 to 2017. I didn't realize that they went all the way up to 2017, so that's pretty cool. If you have a unique special interest Ford, or just a car that you want to see how many were built and what specific options, it's a really solid, respected, verified source of information on the details of your car. So here we are on the Marti Auto Works website. It's at martiauto.com. If you look in the top here, they say Marti reports, original invoices, personalized stats, window stickers. That's kind of cool. And research stats. So we're going to go to Marti reports. Then down here we're going to select a vehicle. So 1992 Ford Mustang GT. Let's see, Mustang, submit. Well, I think because we're on a budget, we're just going to go with the deluxe report. That should give me pretty much what I want to know. I'm going to add the VIN number in here. Here we go. We'll print this off. Just came in off of our email. There we go. Let's see what it has to say. Okay, so there's a breakdown of the data plate information. So that's kind of interesting. Built at Dearborn, serial number, paint code, 273s in the back, 5-speed. There's where it's coming from, martiauto.com. So that's their website. And it was a stock order from British Columbia, Prince George, BC. Floor mats, flip up, so sunroof, license plate, cargo tie-down net, block heater, power windows, traction lock, air conditioning, defrost. So, oh, graphic equalizer. And that's what I thought when I was doing the stereo wiring, that it had either a premium sound or equalizer. The wiring is there for it, so that's kind of interesting to see. That confirms things. Here's interesting information right here. Order received, serialized date, scheduled for build, actual build date, April 16th, 1992, and it was sold on May 12th, 1992. So that's kind of interesting. On the Carfax report, first owner reported, that can't be right. This says when it was actually sold in 92, because I can't see a 92 sitting on the lot for 2 years until it actually gets sold. So, but I do know of the odd car that kind of hung around a little bit. There's one Mustang LX 5-liter that comes to mind. A buddy of mine owns it, and I'm going to see if he'll share the Marti report with me, because I'll tell you why this car is so interesting. It potentially could be one of the last Foxbodies sold brand new under normal circumstances. If a dealer buys a car like this, puts it away for 10 years, and then brings it out and it gets licensed for the first time, I'm not going to count that. I'm going to count under normal circumstances. It really makes you wonder. So let's dive into this. Let's check out the Marti report on that one. So I was talking to my buddy Rob, and he sent me the Marti report for his 93 LX 5-liter hatchback. So from what we see here, produced at Dearborn, it was ordered for Crowfoot Ford sales in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. You know, fully loaded car, nice option group. It's got the unique paint code. This car was the electric red clear coat metallic, so it's kind of a unique paint code. But here's where it gets interesting, guys. Check this out. This car was built on August 23rd, 1993. I believe the last Foxbody, if I'm not mistaken, was built on August 25th of 93. Definitely a late production. But here's where it gets really interesting. Check out the sold date. March 11th, 1994. Let's face it, we all know that cars get sold a little bit later, but to have a 93 5-liter Mustang LX sitting on a lot in Canada being sold in March 11th of 94, I'm not saying it's the last Foxbody ever sold, but it's got to be in that group of one of the final ones ever sold. That's kind of neat to think that, you know, the 94s were already out and this car was already still sitting on a dealer's lot and just waiting for a new owner. So that's kind of cool, being a late production, like a very late production car. Now, speaking of late production, and if I'm not mistaken, the last Foxbody ever built was a white 93 5-liter LX coupe. And the infamous, the foam padding on the underside of the passenger seat. And then there was a bit of research done that, of course, it was sold on or built on 8th month, so August 25th of 1993. And then a gentleman confirmed this with a fellow that was on the assembly line. Dearborn assembly plant line worker said that, yeah, his initials were on the bottom of that seat, so he was there. So we can't argue that this was the last Foxbody ever built. But here's where I'm going to throw a little loop into it. And this is interesting stuff. This is, I'm not trying to say that the white car wasn't the last one built, but you got to check this out. There's a video called Mustangs Built at Dearborn Assembly Plant. I'm going to flip the camera around here. So there's an SN95. But what's that doing there? I'll play the video. Let's check this out. There we go. What do we got there? Red LX hatchback. And this says Dearborn Assembly Plant. Thanks to King Rose Archives for doing the video on this. And so we're obviously Dearborn Assembly Plant. The 94s are just coming out. So there's our mystery red LX on the assembly line. I'd like to know what car that really is, because there's got to be an explanation for it. I just think it's interesting Foxbody trivia. If any of you guys know or have an idea why it happened like that, obviously both cars were built at Dearborn, but the red LX is right before the 94 SN95 build. So I kind of thought I would have saw a white 5-liter LX coupe in front of that 94 Mustang. Just an observation. Let me know what you guys think. And also, I like little trivial things, like things that are on the Marti report. And like I said, what's that red LX doing on the assembly line? I think it should have been a white coupe. Somebody probably has an explanation for it. Just an observation. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a great day. And if we don't talk to you, Merry Christmas.